Hiya, my name is Shannon. I want to tell you about my experience of being homeless. I'm not homeless now because a lot of kind people have supported me, including the people at Heartstrong Homeless. My story might be difficult to hear, it might trigger something in you, but I think it's worth hearing because after all, it does end happily. After listening to it, I want you to know one thing, that no matter where you are or where you've come from, you can always come out on the other side. I've had some tough times and I've had to learn a lot. My story starts when I was aged just 3. My mum died of breast cancer. It's important for you to remember that for later in the story. My dad, who had other children, had to make some tough choices. He sent the other kids back to their other families. It was just me and my little sister, and he had to look after us. It was tough on him, and to be honest, he couldn't deal with it. Things got worse as he took out his sadness and anger mostly on me. Why me? Well, I think I reminded him of my mum. My blue eyes, my blonde hair, and my fiery temper. The only place I felt happy was school. I was doing okay at school. My grades were okay, although they could have been better. There was a lady at school, Janet, who really helped me. No matter what and no matter when, I could call her or go and see her at any time. Even when I moved on from school, we kept in touch. By the time I was 17, things had got so bad that Dad kicked me out. In fact, he kicked me out twice. The second time, I literally had nowhere to go. I went on Facebook to see if anyone could help. A girl said she had a place if I could pay her the rent. I thought it was her place. Turns out it wasn't. She spent the rent I paid her on drugs and drink. Because she wasn't paying rent, the landlord, who didn't even know I was there, kicked us out. I was back on the streets again. At first, no one could help me, but because the girl was violent towards me, I was offered a place at a hostel in Bishop Stortford, the YMCA. I felt safe there, I made friends, the staff were kind, and I wasn't too far from Harlow where my family lived. You see, even though me and my dad didn't always get on, he was still my dad. Now, I was only supposed to be at the YMCA for 18 months. That's how long they let you stay. But as 18 months got closer, I still didn't have a place to stay. With the stress and everything, my mental health wasn't good. They helped me to find a new place to stay. It wasn't perfect, but it was a safe place. Only trouble was, it was in Hertford, Rose Court, which is a long way from Harlow. By this time, I was getting pretty good at understanding how things worked, how I could get priority help. So I kept my head down and did what I was told. This wasn't always the case. I was a fiery kid, and now I was a fiery adult. You remember I wanted you to remember how my mum died, breast cancer. Well, I was tested and the doctors found I had the BRCA1 gene, which meant I was at high risk of developing breast cancer, just like my mum. I had to have a major operation, a double mastectomy. This meant that I had to have a place of my own. Because I was in East Herts, I got offered a flat in Hertford. I remember it so well, the day I walked in, a place of my own at last, but with no furniture, no carpets, nothing. Heartstrong Homeless were really supportive, but I felt a long way away from my family and friends. They did come and visit, but only when I really needed something. I really wanted to get back to Harlow. It was December the 16th, 2019. I was visiting my auntie, who is a bit of a medium, you know, someone who can see into the future. She knew I was desperate to move. I'd been on the mutual exchange website looking for someone to swap flats for months. She suddenly looked at me and said, "You were going to get your wish today?" I was like, no chance. Just in case, I went on the website to check, and guess what? I moved back to Harlow literally the day before lockdown, March 2020. During the lockdown, I was stuck indoors so much and spent my time painting the walls pink. It also gave me some time to think about my future. As for me and my dad, we see each other, go shopping together, get a coffee, chat, try not to argue, but of course we do. But you know what? I'm so glad to be back near him and the rest of my family and to have a place I can call home. I've always had an interest in nursing, and after my experiences in hospital where I was cared for so well, I've decided to start my training. I am currently working as a healthcare assistant in a paediatric accident and emergency department and looking forward to the future.